An aircraft carrier isn't just a large ship equipped for war. With endless territorial disputes around the world, aircraft carriers are a symbol of prestige and power for navies around the world. These new warships are one of the most important assets in any nation's war fleet. Ever since their inception, these ships have made a massive difference in the defense system of several countries. Currently, most world powers are operating or building technologically advanced aircraft carriers to safeguard their maritime rights and interests. There are a total of 41 active aircraft carriers in operation by 13 navies across the world, while the U.S. Navy has the most number of 11 aircraft carriers in service. Here is of the most notable and largest aircraft carriers worldwide ready for action. USS Gerald R. Ford. After years of delays, aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford is ready for action. After years of setbacks, multiple delays, and most notably, cost overruns, the United States Navy's newest and largest aircraft carrier proved that good things come to those who wait. The $13 billion USS Gerald R. Ford Seavan 78, lead vessel in a new class of 10 planned flat-tops, finally embarked upon her first, albeit abridged, inaugural deployment a few months back. A good sign of things to come, and bad news for nations like Russia and China, who have no way to match its capabilities. China has commissioned 2 aircraft carriers, Liaoning and Shandong. The former is a Soviet-era aircraft carrier which China commissioned in 2012, and the latter is its first domestically built carrier. The third aircraft carrier, Fujian, is China's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier ever built, with a potent aircraft launching system. Fujian underwent sea trials and is yet to be commissioned. Meanwhile, the Russian Navy trails the United States and China. Russia has 1 aircraft carrier, the Admiral Kuznetsov, which entered service in 1991. Throughout its operational history, the carrier has encountered numerous issues. The carrier has only made 1 combat deployment in its nearly 30-year lifespan. Russia, however, has continued to struggle with what are recognized as instruments of global power projection, aircraft carriers. In 2017, Moscow unveiled plans to build the biggest aircraft carrier in the world, in what was seen as a bid to compete with USS Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. The Russian carrier concept, dubbed the Storm, would be roughly the same size as the carriers that the U.S. operates, displacing 100,000 tons and accommodating the same number of aircraft. Ready for action, larger in size than the Nimitz-class carriers, USS Gerald R. Ford can operate with a smaller crew thanks to a greater emphasis on automation. The warship will also see a reduction in maintenance requirements as well as a crew workload reduction. This will allow for improved quality of life for the crew, including better berthing compartments, larger gyms and workout facilities, and even more ergonomic workspaces. The carrier's basic mission will remain largely unchanged. Still, Gerald R. Ford will be able to deliver greater lethality, survivability, and joint interoperability, along with unmatched versatility and compatibility with continuing joint force transformation. The flat top will be capable of carrying upwards of 90 of the United States Navy's most advanced aircraft, and that will include the F-35C Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter, F-A-18E Super Hornet, E-2D Advanced Hawkeye, A-18G Growler Electronic Attack Aircraft, and MH-60Rs helicopter, as well as unmanned air and combat vehicles. The carrier is also the first to be equipped with the electromagnetic launching system, which will be utilized with all future U.S. Navy carriers. It replaced the traditional steam catapults for launching aircraft and can provide more accurate end-speed control, with a smoother acceleration at both high and low speeds. It can launch a range of aircraft from small unmanned drones to heavy strike fighters. It also allows for a higher sortie rate of upward of 160 sorties a day, with surges to a maximum of 220 sorties a day in times of crisis or during intense air warfare activity. Gerald R. Ford class aircraft carriers design details. With a displacement of approximately 100,000 tons, the Gerald R. Ford class is larger than its predecessor, the Nimitz class, but accommodates between 500 and 900 fewer crew members. The Ford-class ships will feature 23 new or upgraded systems compared to the Nimitz-class carriers. The Gerald R. Ford-class carriers have a length of 333 meters, a beam of 40.8 meters, and a flight deck width of 78 meters. It is estimated that the new carrier technologies will lead to a 30% reduction in maintenance requirements, and a further crew workload reduction will be achieved through higher levels of automation. Weapons on board. Gerald R. Ford-class carriers. The Gerald R. Ford-class carriers can be armed with